Right, so yeah, welcome back to another one. This one's going to be all the shoes I've bought to sell on in the last 2 years. So I've been reselling since the end of 2017, but I didn't start properly until the start of 2018, and now it's the start of 2020. So 2 years, easy maths, boys. So this list isn't including all the shoes I've bought for myself. It's a much bigger list if I was to include that. If you do want to see that, put it in the comments. But yeah, this is all the shoes I've bought specifically to sell on for a profit. I've never worn them once. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy, and let's just get on with it. So I am going to be putting up images, hopefully, of every single shoe that I bought. I think I'm forgetting one or two pairs, but at the same time, I don't know. I have a system to keep track of it all, but I've recently changed it, so it's not in order, so I don't really want to go through it. It's just a long thing. Just don't worry. The first shoe I ever bought was the Adidas NMD Japan in a triple black. I was so hyped for these shoes. In school, I'll talk about them every single day. The second I found out about them, this is right at the start. I actually learned about shoes, to be honest. The second I found out about them, I bought them, kept them, didn't make a profit because obviously I was new to shoes. NMDs around that time were a bit, dead. So, but obviously I didn't know. I just saw the fact that they were rare, and to this day, I still they're one of my favourite shoes. Maybe it's just because it's the fact that it's my first shoe that I ever got. But yeah, that's the first shoe. I'll try and get through this kind of quick, or we'll be here all day. The second shoe I ever got, which was actually 2017 Christmas. They came 2 days. I think they came on the 27th of December, so 2 days after Christmas. They are the Nike Air Jordan 1 Gatorade in a grape colour. Now, if you know me or you follow my Instagram, in the description, I bought these shoes again last year, and I changed the laces. Very aggressive shoe, purple shoe, white laces on one, orange on the other. I just couldn't pull it off, I'll be honest, so I had to sell it. So I have actually owned that shoe twice. Yeah, I think it's a really nice shoe, and if I ever get if I ever do really well and I've just got money to throw around, I probably will buy another pair, just not to wear, just for the because I'm a massive fan of the shoe, but I know a lot of people aren't. So yeah, just put it in the comments, in your opinion, what's the best shoe I've bought to sell on, and what should I have kept. There's a couple on here I do regret selling, but that's hindsight at the end of the day. So the third shoe I ever got was the Adidas Pro Fear in green. This is when they first come out. And obviously they're brand new shoe. No one knows what is going to happen. So I thought I'll pull the trigger, and oh my god, I think even to this day half the people haven't actually heard of the shoe. It's that bad. So I got rid of that one quickly. That's actually, there's one more shoe from Adidas on this list, then the rest are Nike, which I think is crazy. That's just the way it is at the moment, and probably will be for the next couple of years, I think. And then the fourth shoe I ever got was the Nike Air More Money in the Euro colorway, I guess. It's blue. It's based on the euro. There's some based on the pound, stuff like that. I got the euro one. I'm a massive fan of this shoe. I've never seen it, not even in anyone's collection, being worn anything. I've never seen it ever again. I do regret selling that. They're not going for much at all, so I probably could get one again just to keep in a collection, because I'm a massive fan of that shoe. I thought it was so unique in the colours and stuff. But yeah, maybe that's just me. And then next was a bit of a weird one. I got the Doc Martens, I think that's how you say it, X Bape, or collaboration with Bape. So obviously it's on the screen. This was a weird shoe, because I think the retail was 150, around that price point. Which, if you know Doc Martens, you know that is just a stupid amount. I don't know how I made a profit on them, because even Bape, it's hyped, but people aren't really paying the resale. But obviously I'm wrong, because I sold them. But yeah, that's definitely probably the weirdest shoe in this list, purely just because I don't think, again, I don't think anyone's ever like heard of them. And then the next shoes, I'm saying shoes because I actually got two at the same time, is the Nike Air Max 270 in hot pink and orange. I forgot the proper name for it, but it was orange. You can see the shoes all black, then the Air is like pink or orange. At the time these come out, these are the first 270s they ever brought out. So similar to the Pro Fears, no one knew what the market was gonna be. I took a gamble and it paid off. But now if you look at 270s, they're a bit like, well, they are a general release. So yeah, I got quite lucky with them. Quite weird. I think the specific colourways being all black without the white sole, I think that's kind of rare. So I don't know what the market's saying for them now, but I've never seen them in that specific colourway. Obviously, you see 270s everywhere now. Then the next shoe, which I don't know how I managed this, but I sold it within half an hour for the biggest profit I ever made in that year, which was 2018. It is the Supreme X Nike X NBA high top Air Forces. They came out in black and white. Obviously, I got the white ones. Very interesting shoe. There was a lot of small touches everywhere. Obviously, it's a Supreme Air Force. If you know my channel, you know I used to have the Commodore Garçon Air Force. Also, not up to this point, but in a couple of shoes, I actually started on the channel. So you can go back. I have a playlist called Crepe Check. You can go back and view all the shoes if you really want to. But yeah, that was one of my like biggest profits. I'm still proud of that one. I remember selling it on the bus home, and all my mates like were confused at what's happening. I was just going mad because obviously that's my biggest profit at the time. The next shoe is the last Adidas shoe, and it is the Yeezy 500 in the blush colorway. Now, I've actually owned this shoe twice. The first time I sold it on within 10 minutes of copying it. And the second time I kept them for about 3 months and then I sold them because they were starting to push the Yeezys out. This is by the end of 2018. They started to push the Yeezys out more and more and more. And they were going for like the retail price. So I thought I'll get out of the 500s before they release them. It's been over a year. They still haven't re-released the 500s, and obviously mine were worn, but they are selling for a big amount compared to what I paid and for what I sold them for. So if there was one shoe I could change, I'll probably keep that. But at the same time, it was a massive risk to keep hold of any Yeezy, purely just because Kanye was just pushing them out like there's no tomorrow. So I think I did the right thing. Obviously, hindsight says otherwise, but you just can't tell what like at the time. The next shoe is the Air Jordan 3 Hall of Fame, I believe it's called. I don't really know what I was trying to do with this shoe. I'm not a big Jordans guy. Don't think most people from the UK are. We're more like Air Force, Air Max. So for me to get a Jordan was definitely quite interesting. I didn't really know much about the shoe, and I don't think I made a lot from them, to be honest. But yeah, quite a hard shoe to sell as well, because obviously in the UK, not many people actually want Jordans, and when they do, they don't want to pay a lot because they're the only ones. So they basically control your price, which isn't great. But obviously, Jordan 1's a exception. Everyone wants Jordan 1s, but like the 3s. I would say the 4s have quite a big following as well, and that's it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just from my experience. And then next is the Fear of God X Nike Air Moccasin, I think it's called. Obviously there's an image again. This was quite an interesting shoe. I did a video on this. I actually got 2 of them. You put the shoe on, and then on the back of the shoe there was a pull tab, and then that's how you tightened it. It was definitely an interesting shoe. Obviously, as I said, there is a video on it if you wanted to go and check it out. And then next came my biggest profit yet, which is the Nike X Supreme SB Dunks in the black and silver colorway. I got these from Supreme and I sold them within an hour, and it was my biggest profit yet, and I'm still proud of it to this day. And that kind of sparked my interest for Dunks. If you've seen one of my recent ones, I've actually invested in another pair of Dunks. I'll let you find out what that pair is, even though you're going to find it out at the end of this video. Yeah, just a good vibe, to be honest. Just a good vibe. Everything's good about Dunks. I think the market's going to come up again this year. Mark my words. I want 50% commission to all you're going to make cash. Oh, that's one thing I forgot. At the end of 2018, the start of 2019, so this now is at the end of 2019. Go back to the start of 2019, I got the Comme des Garçons Supreme Air Force Ones. I got these for a collection, and I sold them at the start of this year. Then I bought my Dunks that I've got now. So yeah, I forgot about that because that was more of a long-term investment. I kept them for a year. Obviously now they're gone. Next was the Stranger Things blazer. Obviously with Nike. I actually watched all of Stranger Things just to get these shoes, because I like to get shoes I actually understand, and you can't get a Stranger Things shoe if you don't know what Stranger Things is. So it was a good reason to watch it. I really like them shoes. Even like the paper for the box was all like the newspaper. Obviously there's a video if you want to go and check it out in more depth. And then next came the Air Force One skeleton. So this was the 2018 release with the boot with the foot on it, the bone, but in black instead of white. So I personally think it's like the better of the two, but I think the market says otherwise. I was a big fan of this shoe. It glowed in the dark, like the bone and stuff. So quite a nice shoe, quite cool for Nike to do small things like that as well. It's quite rare. Then next I got three Off-White Vapor Streets. You might have seen the video, but yeah, I'm regretting that. One was bad enough. I was in college and said, oh well, I've got one. Oh my god, I've got two. And then by the end, by the third one, I was panicking. I'm like, I cannot afford this, and I can't even sell them. So that was an L. I think Off-White's done now. I think Off-White's done. They're just trying to like push out all the colorways they can, and obviously it's gonna sell. But I think the overall like massive hype for Off-White's done. It's just now they know it can make cash. Like the resellers know it can make cash. And then my most recent pickup is the SB Dunk Biotech. I think I'm saying that right. Obviously my investment for the year might keep onto it for 2 years. Might keep onto it for less. Depends on if I can sell it for a profit. But I'm quite a big fan of them. Quite a controversial shoe. Yeah, let me know what you think of all the shoes I bought. Obviously what you would have, what you think I should have kept, everything. Just comment. This one was more for me to look back on and be like, okay, I actually have owned quite a lot of shoes, because it's easy to get caught up in like all the working and stuff. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in another one. Cheers.